These news anchors all had cancer warning signs that were first noticed on air. Our own Inside Edition anchor, Deborah Norville, had a cancerous nodule removed from her thyroid.
You know, we live in a world of see something, say something, and I'm really glad we do. When you work on television, viewers comment on everything. Your hair, your makeup, the dress you're wearing. And a long time ago, an Inside Edition viewer reached out to say she'd seen something on my neck. It was a lump.
These two women had reached out to Deborah to alert her. Gwen McDonald is a retired nurse outside Los Angeles.
I noticed there was a swelling. It just didn't look right.
Anita Kosick is a retired teacher from Chicago.
I saw that she seemed to have a nodule on her neck, so I reached out to her, I think through email, and I said maybe she'd want to have that checked out.
From then on, Deborah always had regular medical checkups.
Well, I'd never noticed the thing, but I did have it checked out, and the doctor said it was nothing, a thyroid nodule. And for years it was nothing, until recently it was something. The doctor says it's a very localized form of cancer, which tomorrow I'll have surgery to have removed. There'll be no chemo, I'm told no radiation, but I will have surgery and I'll be away for a bit.
Deborah documented her journey in 2019 as she had surgery to remove the cancerous nodule.
Deborah, I'm going to have you take off your scarf.
It's just under 2 weeks since my surgery that resulted in the removal of most of my thyroid gland. The procedure, although routine, was not without risk. The area where the thyroid is located is also where the nerves that control your voice box is located. And let's face it, I talk for a living, so it was very, very scary for me. The challenge, remove the right lobe of my thyroid without damaging those all-important nerves that power my vocal cords.
Deborah understood that the nerves were at risk and it was possible that they could be injured.
My surgeon is Dr. William Kuehl, a head and neck specialist with Weill Cornell Medicine at New York Presbyterian Hospital. I began seeing Dr. Kuehl about 20 years ago after several Inside Edition viewers noticed a lump on my neck.
I would see Deborah periodically over the years, and more recently she developed a new nodule. Deborah opted for surgery, which is what I would have done.
The surgery, usually a 3-hour procedure, stretched to more than 4. The long wait made my husband Carl nervous.
By 4 hours and 20 minutes, I was really nervous, and all kinds of things started playing out in my mind.
Like what?
Just, all kinds of crazy thoughts. What happened? That they found something else. They've done something more. There's another procedure involved here. And then I started seeing, funeral arrangements and all. It's very scary.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Another concern, would I be left with an ugly scar? When you talk on TV, you want the people to look at your face and focus on the information that you're giving. You don't want them to zoom in on this thing right here. To minimize scarring, Dr. Kuehl placed the stitches under my skin.
Your stitches are out.
That was it?
Yeah.
In a few months, that 2-inch incision will be barely visible. That looks amazing.
Allie Meyer, a TV anchor in Oklahoma, found out she had breast cancer going live on social media.
Here we go. I'm in the changing room.
She decided to broadcast her first mammogram to raise awareness about the disease.
All right, go ahead and take a breath in and hold it.
But then,
The radiologist wants to take another look because there was an area of concern on one side.
what she thought was a simple routine turned out to be life-changing news.
This has been hard and shocking. It does kind of rock you to your core.
When she told her colleagues at K4,
I have breast cancer and I may need a mastectomy and I have to go home to my family.
Allie started documenting her journey to remove the cancer and to assure other women they were not alone. She had a mastectomy and reconstruction surgery. 1 year later, at her next mammogram appointment, she was cancer-free.
1 year is kind of a big mark when it comes to cancer milestones. So yeah, I'm feeling really good.
Allison Lattis believes she's alive thanks to a viewer.
A viewer reached out to me concerned about something she noticed on my neck.
Allison, an anchor in Charlotte, says it turned out to be thyroid cancer.
A few weeks ago, I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer. I have been angry and anxious and scared, worried.
Allison was pregnant at the time. Sadly, she and her husband lost their baby, who was born with severe brain damage.
I don't believe it was a coincidence, that viewer.
Allison is grateful to the viewer who reached out.
I'm grateful. I truly believe that had she not reached out, I wouldn't know about this. And there's a very real possibility that her phone call saved my life.
Next, Allison will have radioactive iodine treatment. She's staying positive and optimistic that she'll be okay.
Thank you again for your continued support and prayers.
And Tampa anchor Victoria Price learned she had thyroid cancer after also being notified by a viewer. As she covered the COVID-19 pandemic and those around her getting sick, she wasn't thinking about her own health.
I certainly have not been thinking about my health. I'm just thinking about getting through work every day.
Then Victoria received an email from a viewer. Just saw your news report. What concerned me is the lump on your neck. Please have your thyroid checked. Reminds me of my neck. Mine turned out to be cancer.
What was your reaction?
I was like, do I just disregard it? Which I almost did.
The lump turned out to be a tumor. Her doctor said the cancer spread to her lymph nodes surrounding her thyroid. Here she is before surgery. When Victoria spoke to her doctor about the news,
and he said, if you haven't already, you should read up on Deborah's story because she works in television. She had a pretty recent incident not that long ago. You should read up. And so I did. And I was like, wow, it's in some ways eerily similar.
These brave women are thankful for viewers who saw something and spoke up.
We live in a world of see something, say something, and I'm really glad we do.
I'm Lee Sheps for Inside Edition Digital.